Hey guys, I hope this video finds you well. I have a request of you. If you're watching this video, I probably sent it directly to you. Um, but my family is going through a lot right now, particularly our children. One in particular, but really kind of all of them. I don't even want to say one in particular, like all of our kids, and just Laura and I. And honestly, I wish I could go into details. One, that would make for a really long video. Two, a lot of it is really kind of other people's business. Some of it is public on social media, um, and you could probably find it other ways that wouldn't involve me sharing something that someone else has already shared. Um, but suffice it to say that this is a very, very difficult time for our family. And constantly over the last, or I should say, not constantly, repeatedly over the last several weeks, God continues to bring to mind this idea of fasting, or keep just bring it comes up in a sermon. Someone's talking about it. Someone, other people just mention it to me. They're like, hey, listen. Other people even, Tyler Gunther even, and Mary Brillerman even volunteered. They said, hey, listen, I'll fast with you, Tony, if you want to fast. And so I can't ignore God anymore. So anyway, I had this idea, and I was thinking about asking some of you guys to help me fast. And Laura sent me a message this morning, talking about fasting. She's like, yeah, the idea was maybe sort of for a collective fast, and not just for our kids and our family, but for all of our families. I think that anybody who maybe wants to participate, I'd like to pray for your kids too. I don't want to just be focused in. So this idea for the collective fast is, we'll do it really simple. Like, we're just going to set up a sign up Genius and let people say, hey, I'm going to fast I'll fast this day, or I'll fast this meal, and I'd like to, and I was thinking like a week. And well, Laura, this morning in a message to me, she's like, hey, she said, I like that idea about the collective fast. Maybe we can fast for 40 days. And I'm like, 40 days? But then I looked at the calendar and realized that I haven't eaten yet today. And so 40 days counting today is Easter. So I'm just going to take that as a sign. And we are going to start fasting for 40 days. And that when I say we, I mean collectively. So I'll put this sign up Genius out, and I'm asking you guys to pick a day, pick a meal, pick a couple meals in a row, or and say, hey, I'm gonna fast on this day or for this meal or whatever. We're just gonna make sure that there's coverage over the next 40 days, and that and then during those meals, my request is that you don't just skip the meal, but you actually that we actually take the time to pray instead of eating, and to say, you know what, I'm going to pray for the Erskines and especially for their kids. I'm going to pray for whoever else is involved, who's maybe asked for prayer, and we'll just I don't know how we'll disseminate that, but we'll send that, get that out somehow. I'm just going to spend this, and then it would be really helpful if you also send a text message during that time and just say, hey, Erskines, we're praying for you guys. That would mean a lot to us. And any days or meals that are not covered, that nobody's fasting for, I commit now to fast for those meals. So if that means that I'm fasting for the next 40 days, starting this morning, then that's what I'm doing. But I'm asking for you guys to come alongside, and fast with me and fast with us. So that's my request. So I'll send out a link for the Sign Up Genius, and if you guys would do that, and you know what, if you can't do that, like I know some people medically cannot fast. But if you would just sign up and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to pray for you during this meal. I'm going to eat because I need to eat medically. Laura's kind of one of those people. But I am going to pray. I'm going to dedicate this meal. I'm not going to sit down with someone else. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to pray and I'm going to send some encouragement. So that would mean the world to us. I know it's a big ask, but we serve a big God. So anyway, I'm just inviting and asking, and for you guys to come alongside us in that. It would mean a lot, and I know, whatever, I'm rambling. I love y'all. Thank you. Please pray with me.